Okay, there. Don't panic. Or do. It isn't going to change anything. You're in shock. Just take a few minutes and process it. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're going to ask. But before you jump to any conclusions, I have nothing to do with what happened to you. I really don't have the answers as to why or how. I don't know any reason behind it. The same thing that happened to you happened to me, too. You remember it, don't you? By the look on your face, I'm going to say that you do. Everyone always seems to remember it. You want to know how you got here, when the last thing you remember was probably something pretty horrible. I don't know how exactly it happens. I just know that it does. You're the first one here, besides me. So you have a bit of time to breathe. Not much, but more than others usually get. You're here much earlier than anyone else I've seen. But it's good. It will give you some time to adjust before they get here. Everyone should start appearing within the next hour or so. They're like you, like us. It's all the same for us. There wasn't a choice in it. Yeah. You can't open the window. You can't open the front door either. You can't leave. But feel free to try. I know you have to try. We all had to try. I had to try it too when I first came. I didn't believe what was happening either. But just because you don't believe it doesn't mean that it isn't happening. I've spent more nights than I care to remember in this room. I've seen so many people come and go. All different people. All gone now. I'm the only one here right now. Because I'm the only one left over. I'm the only one who made it back last time. Not that I deserved it. But there will be more. There is always more. Back from the hunt, the game, whatever Gantz likes to call it, whichever you care to. Gantz. Well, that's Gantz. Or rather, maybe the thing inside of it is Gantz. Didn't you notice? It's alright. For some reason, no one seems to register him. It. Right away. despite the space and the ominous presence he takes up. Right now it just looks like a large black sphere, but once everyone is here, it will open up. You know, you're actually pretty calm for someone in your situation. Usually no one is ever calm their first night. Not that I can blame them. Not that I was ever any better. It's good though, because you're gonna need to keep a level head. Here, come sit with me. I'll tell you what I do know, or what I think I understand, anyway. Before you came here, you died. You remember it, don't you? Everyone usually does. Everyone who comes here comes because they died, and because they were chosen by Gantz. The people who all come here, they don't have anything in common other than death. From priests to yakuza. What his criteria is, why he chooses those he does, I couldn't say. I don't know how Gantz chooses. I just know that he does. There doesn't seem to be any commonality among us. All types have passed through here. Weak and strong, kind and cruel, men and women, old and all types. It doesn't even seem to be limited to humans. Once there was even a cat, if you can believe it. I still haven't entirely figured that one out yet. If there even is anything to figure out at all. But there is one thing that everyone does have in common. Think back. You were approached by an old woman. She asked you something. The question is different for everyone. But it's always the same woman. Somehow she marks you by asking you the question. And then you die. And then you're brought here. You remember her, don't you? I remember her too. I don't think it matters what she asks of you, just that she does. Though I've wondered if actually responding to her is what seals your fate. Or if just the act of her asking is enough. There's no way to really know unless someone can say that they ignored her and wound up here anyway. To be honest, this wasn't something that I figured out. It was passed on to me from another who used to be here, and they heard it from someone before them. I'm not sure how far back it goes, but I do think it's been going on for a while. It's hard to say exactly how long, and it's hard to say how many times the players have been reset to 0. And what they could have known that's been lost. I guess I'm the only one left who has inherited anything, no matter how small. I give it to you now, in case I'm not around to share it again. You should continue to tell it to anyone who will listen to you, but not many people will, especially not on the first night that they're brought here. As far as I can tell, you're brought here by something like a human fax machine. You're a copy of your original self, but not entirely the same. The original you did die, but you, the you that you are now, is alive. Sometimes it seems like it glitches, though it's not a perfect system. One time a guy came through here. He survived the game and got to go back home. Only his original had survived the ordeal that was meant to end him. He saw him, his original, in his house, living his life as if nothing had ever happened. It's really hard to comprehend, and it is a bit eerie, I know. It drove him mad. He didn't last long after that. But that's the only time I've seen it happen. And none of the vets at the time had heard of something like it. So it is rare. Yeah, you do get to go home, if you make it. Once everyone gets here, Gantz will open up. He'll provide everyone with weapons and a suit. Wear it, even if you don't believe it will do anything. Even if you don't believe a word of anything else I'm saying, just please wear it. Your chances of surviving will be far greater. Without it, they're practically zero. But after that, he'll give us an objective, a target, an alien, a creature he wants us to kill. Only Gantz never tells the whole truth about it, so you have to be careful. He'll give us a target that may appear small or weak, or at least manageable, but it's not. And usually it won't be the only target or the only danger. It's a trap, part of the game. The rookies tend to fall for it if they don't listen to the vets. But anyone who's played the game before always knows that there's a catch. It is never as simple as it seems to be. After he's given us the target and the chance to arm ourselves, he will send us back outside. There's no opting out. You don't get to come back to the room. You get sent regardless of whether or not you took a weapon or put on the suit. Gantz gives you the choice if you want to prepare, but not a choice on if you will go. Which is why you should wear the suit and take the gun. You won't get another opportunity to arm yourself once it begins. you won't be coming back here at all unless you survive. Once we have the objective, we'll all be sent outside together to wherever the creature is. Not directly to it, but in close enough proximity. Within a couple blocks, maybe. This area becomes an arena of sorts. It will encompass a certain radius from where we're dropped in. You can't leave the arena. If you wander outside the zone, you will die. Just instantly, you'll die. There's no escaping it. The arena can be anywhere, but it will be somewhere within the city. And somehow, no one will see us. Even if there are people around, no one who's not a part of it can see it. They can't see us. They can't see the commotion. You'll be invisible to them. Dead to them. You can still die. Your original already died, yes. But you, this you, can die. You can feel pain. You can be ripped apart. It's not a dream. It's not a simulation. It's real. And if you die, that's for real too. And that's final. There's no other copy. That's it. But if you can cling to life long enough for the game to be won, no matter how badly hurt you are, even if you're in pieces, if you're still alive, if you can hang on and someone wins the game, you'll be brought back here and you'll be healed as if nothing ever happened. Of course, someone does have to win. The target Gantz sets must be eliminated. If no one can kill the boss, or if it kills all of us first, then, well, it's just game over. But if someone, anyone, manages to kill it, then anyone who is left alive will be brought back here. And you can go home until Gantz calls for you again. I've been called on by Gantz for a lot of nights now. I've spent too many nights in this room. I've watched too many people die. It happens over and over and over again. It's exhausting, but there is one way out. Gantz keeps a score for everyone, for how well they perform. If you survive, when you come back, you'll get your score. You get points for different things, for how involved you are in eliminating the target, mostly. If you manage to get 100 points, then you're out. You're free. That's what I've been told. By the others before me, anyway. It's the only thread of hope I have, so I've clung to it. I have 62 points, built up over so many agonizing nights, just like this one. I have so long to go, but I'm over halfway there. Isn't that right, Gantz? No, he never answers. But I still find myself talking to him. Because why not? I don't know if it understands me, or even hears me. But to be honest, this hell has been a lonely one. Although Gantz tends to bring me a bit earlier than everyone else, so maybe it likes being talked to. Maybe it gets lonely too. I don't think that Gantz is the mastermind behind this whole thing. I think it's just as much of a pawn as we are. I'm not sure how, and it doesn't make it any better. But I find it hard to believe that this is the only room. It's hard to tell how many of them are out there, all over the world. But I do think that they're out there. Sadly. I don't really have anything to base that on. No one I've ever met has mentioned another room, or meeting another player from somewhere else. I'm just not convinced we're the only people being subjected to this. The only people it's happened to. There's so much we don't understand. So much we don't know. I refuse to think that we're alone. But I don't advise you to go looking for answers or talking about any of this with anyone outside of here. He always knows. Somehow, Gantz is watching you. Even when you're not in the room or in the arena. He always knows what you're doing and what you're saying. And if you try to tell anyone what's really going on, then, well, that will kill you too. Instantly. Whatever is really happening here, Gantz, or whoever put him here, doesn't want it getting out. So that could be why we've never heard of another group. There could be rooms all over the country. But we wouldn't know. Because we're all forced to keep quiet. Honestly, though, it's best not to dwell on it. Better to focus on what's in front of you than to get distracted asking questions. Focus on making it through the night, and then the next, and then the next, and hopefully getting to 100 points and winning your freedom. No. Unfortunately, I don't know anyone personally who has won the game and made it that far. It's just what I've been told by someone else who was here. He said that a vet he was previously with told him that a person in their group made it to 100 points and unlocked a secret menu within Gantz. And from there he was able to exchange his points for his freedom. I can't confirm anything though. I've asked Gantz, but he won't give me any information about it. He doesn't confirm or deny anything, and he won't show me the secret menu. He just advises to achieve 100 points and see what happens. So I honestly don't really know if it's true or not. But I'm going to choose to believe that it is. It's the only thing I have left to hold on to. I'm holding as tight as I can. You know, you're taking this all pretty well. I've never seen anyone handle the situation so calmly before. No one has ever just listened. It's usually so hectic, so chaotic. People are at each other's throats before the game even begins. Sometimes someone ends up dead before we even step foot in the arena. No matter how many times I've tried, over and over again I've tried explaining it. I've tried preparing them, and no one ever just listens. Again and again, my advice falls on deaf ears. I watch them write off my advice and then die. So I've kept myself out of it after so many times. I've sort of given up on being able to save anyone. Being able to bring anyone back with me. There's been a lot of nights that I come back alone. I'm so tired of being alone. But you, though, you're different. Far more different than anyone else I've come across in here. I know you have your reservations, and you have doubts about everything I've said. I know it's all a lot, and it all sounds utterly insane, but you're listening. Really listening. There's a steadiness about you. Like you're completely prepared for it all to be true, regardless of how crazy it is. know it's asking a lot, but please trust what I've said. At least about the suit and the weapons, and about how nothing is what it seems in the arena. I've never felt confident in anyone like this before. Not even in myself. But there's something about you that makes me think you can do it. That you can make it back. I'd like to help you in any way that I can, so please just listen to me and stay close to me, and then make it back with me. Oh, here they come. Get ready.